1 in 5 adults in America struggles with mental health, which means we all likely know someone dealing with that debilitating illness. Our Allie Corey introduces us to 2 young men who created real change around mental health after losing 2 of their closest friends.
I was 21 years old and had given 2 eulogies for 2 amazing people who died by suicide, and it's an unusual distinction.
Unusual and heartbreaking for Mizzou alumni Alex Lindley and Danny Kurth. They were just 19 when their close friend Carolyn took her life.
Believe it or not, 2 years later, another suicide, best friend.
It was then Lindley knew he had to do something.
He rounded all of us up senior year for a meeting to basically say, look, I have an idea to make a documentary about Ryan's life, and in the hopes that others will see this and realize that they're not alone and that they're loved.
What truly ignited the passion for these St. Louis natives was that their friend Ryan tried to get help.
He walked into a hospital and he was denied admittance because he didn't pass a suicide risk assessment that they had in place back then because they didn't have enough beds, and he didn't fit the bill to get one of the limited spaces. And he was gone a few hours later, and that'll fire anybody up.
He was just a special child. That's all there is to it.
The Wake Up Project was born, and their documentary featuring Ryan's story and others from around the country was released in 2019.
When you're losing over 20 veterans a day to suicide, I think every single one of us has to ask why.
We really wanted to hammer home the point that mental illness is something that doesn't discriminate.
It's been 7 years since their first meeting on Mizzou's campus. They've held trivia nights, golf tournaments, and virtual fundraisers, raising tens of thousands of dollars towards their documentary and a scholarship in Ryan's name. But these guys are just getting started.
Hopefully a docuseries is something we can get our hands on someday.
And even a whisper becomes a roar when you have that many people who can speak up.
The more people that get access to mental health care, the better we're going to be off as a whole society.
For Today in St. Louis, I'm Allie Corey.
Now, St. Louis apparel brand Series 6 is selling these shirts for Project Wake Up all month with 100% of profits benefiting the group. Project Wake Up Call's goal is to produce more documentaries, fund the Ryan J. Candace Memorial Scholarship at Mizzou, and improve access to mental health care in underserved communities.